Hey guys, welcome to Season 1, Episode 1 of 3 Editors, Same Footage. Today, Dave, Jordan, and myself are going to take this boring footage and hopefully bring it to life. And if you'd like to take part in a future episode, make sure to follow me on Instagram, made by Olufemii, and DM me a really cool under 20-second edit. I gave my 3 editors 24 hours to create something dope out of these 6 clips. Here's clip number 1, clip number 2, clip number 3, clip number 4, clip number 5, and clip number 6. Okay, let's get into it. First up, Dave.
Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Dave. I'm a video editor, sound designer, and music producer based in the UK via Greece. I feel like my strength is more on the audio side. I tried to pack in as much audio as I could.
Dave, I'm ready for you, bro. Come on, man. Hit me with some stuff. Ooh! The speed ramps.
All right, Dave. Dave giving us a run for our money. Ooh, the little text at the end, animated text.
Throughout the whole thing, I wanted to have like a heartbeat. So I was trying to think of like a storyline almost. So I liked having this heartbeat throughout the whole thing, and then this kind of droney tremolo synth bass. I used a HSL secondary to key out the red, then I animated it throughout all these clips. So each of these clips has a different value of red, so it gives you that illusion of pulsing to go with that heartbeat. I was trying to do some stuff with rotoscoping and kind of separating the car a bit more. I made an After Effects composition and separated the car, and I just animated it. I just used a wave warp just to give a bit of a warp. It's just a slight detail, but it just gives you that quick kind of like warp. And then I've added some of these sounds from my sound pack, links below. And then this was really fun. I used quite a bit of that RGB split. You duplicate the same track twice, and then the first clip is all red. Add this plugin, the Color Balance RGB. And then the second clip, you boost the greens. The third clip, you just boost the blues. And make sure it's on linear dodge add. When you start displacing any of those, it gives you that RGB feel. But then, when you add a bit of that sound design, that ear candy, this glitch, really sells the effect. I spent a bit of time on this because I thought it'd make a difference. I went in and animated that little black thing there just so I've got an excuse to add a skid sound effect. When I spent 20 minutes on something that nobody noticed, it's all good.
I like how you use this shot kind of as your base. This was your base shot. You kept going back to it because we didn't have a lot of footage to work with. And so I like how you had like this as your home base, and then we would like go to something else and then back to this shot, then go to something else. That was really smart because I was thinking of it more in a linear fashion, and I think you really nailed that. Go back to home base. Right here, I like how the sound is a little bit more filtered out because we're inside of the car and we're with this guy. We're with this guy and whatever he's doing, dude. I like it.
Dave from freaking Leeds, UK. Incredible editor. He does everything. He does sound design, he does VFX, he does editing. He's freaking genius.
So he's in his head, and then I had some effects of like, you know, people talking to him. And then what I did was for that one, well, I keyframed the panning for that as well. So if you listen carefully, the panning on that goes from left to kind of in the center. So it gives you that, you know, disorientation a bit more.
Music started off slow, then it kind of built up an aggression. I just loved all the little visual effects that he put in the footage, like the camera shakes, he tweaked the exposure a little bit when you went inside the car for the driver's shot.
So that is just literally old Super 8 kind of film sound effect I found. But yeah, that's my video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Peace.
All right, guys, next up we have the incredibly amazing Jordan.
What's up, guys? My name is Jordan Orme. I'm a professional film editor, and I've edited for artists like Justin Bieber, Megan Thee Stallion, and Lil Wayne, and for brands like Nike, Facebook, and Google. And thanks so much, Josh, for having me. I've seen a bunch of challenges like this, and this is super fun to do with editors, so I'm stoked for this, baby.
Can the unbelievable happen when you meet Mustang? With enough horsepower from his six-shooting engine to carry his dream out to the high country, then wham! Victory at Sebring. Discover the fun only a 65 Mustang can bring.
The track was really engaging because it started off all slow and then it suddenly ramped up, and when the track ramped up, that's when the footage and the editing ramped up as well. And then cuts started getting faster. You had all these really cool sound effects. You had almost this film, gritty film look. It almost felt like he definitely changed the footage up. The footage did not look all film and grainy. He actually added a bunch of cool overlays, I think, to just add that really cool cinematic feel.
You getting zooming into the car. We all like. It's funny that we all use the same kind of starting scene. Great job, bro. This is great. This is so good.
Jordan is such a talented editor and respected editor in the music video space. All the big artists he's worked with, it's crazy. I was very impressed as far as what he was able to do with these just couple of clips I gave him.
So I wanted to make a Mustang commercial, but I didn't know where to start. And I wanted to not have like only music and sound effects. I wanted a voiceover. So I thought to myself, hey, maybe I'll record a voiceover. You know, like those TikToks with the and I don't know what the song is, but it's like, and have you ever wanted to feel the dirt beneath your feet and the torque of, you know, like those TikToks. I was like, maybe I'll do that kind of style with this. But then I just started Googling like old Mustang commercials, and the voiceovers from them were really cool. And I was like, okay, that's super sick. So I went and downloaded a bunch of these like Mustang commercials, and I ended up using some audio from this one because a lot of it didn't have a whole lot of sound effects and music within the voiceover, so it was easier to isolate the voiceover. I'm not like a super duper sound designer that can like pull voiceover out of stuff with music, so I was just looking for something like that. So I ended up using that, and that was my voiceover. And then the next step, I needed to find some music. I always do audio first before I do anything with visuals. So I went to artlist.io. So I downloaded a bunch of that, threw it in there, and then the first thing I did was make a music edit. So you can see right here, I have my voiceover, and I tried a few different tracks, ended up deleting them, and this was my favorite edit. And so there's no visuals yet.
Happen when you meet Mustang. With enough horsepower from his six-shooting engine to carry his dream out to the high country, then wham! Victory at Sebring. Discover the fun only a 65 Mustang can bring.
So it says 65 Mustang, which I'm so mad about because it's supposed to be a 67, but I couldn't use any of the other voiceovers because they had a bunch of music in it. So that's my like audio edit. I always start with an audio edit. I don't even pay attention to visuals at all. And there's that and wham,
then wham
part of the voiceover. So I wanted to find music with a break in it. So it was like break and wham, and then like the beat drop comes back in. The next step was to kind of roughly map out the visuals. So I knew I wanted to start with this shot because it was different than all of the other shots, and it kind of had a more mysterious feel. So I put this shot under the ambience section. So on that break of the song, I wanted to go from widescreen to full screen because then you'll feel the impact a lot more. You'll be in like a widescreen format, and then right when everything goes to full screen, you feel like you're way closer to the action. So that's why I wanted to do that. I ended up adding a lot of camera shake via the transform effect, just to make things a little more intense, especially in like this shot, for example. And I did a lot of push-ins and zoom outs to make the footage feel more dynamic. And then last step was to try to make all of the footage look like film. So basically, I used a pack from Ezra Cohen. He has a really great film grain pack. Ezra has some amazing texture packs, so I used his film grain, and I used a lot of 4K film graining and some of his mats as well. One thing that I wanted to do was add a little bit of shake before the beat drop. And I wanted it to feel like when we were watching through the film projector, everything's getting so intense that the projector is like shaking and like can't even handle the footage. So I added the camera shake not only to the footage, but also to the film mat. So it looks like it's shaking around. But as you can see, the top of the mat is showing. So what I ended up doing is taking the mat, duplicating it and moving it onto the top. And that's when it looks like when there's a film strip and you have frames repeating. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the edit, when the riser is getting super intense and you can hear the car sounds coming in and the film projector can't even handle the footage. Oh, it looks so cool. I love that. Overall, I wanted this commercial to feel like it was filmed in the 60s, but with modern equipment and modern editing tools and everything like that. But I just really wanted to emulate that vintage style.
Okay guys, it's the final video and that means it's my turn.
Josh the Legend Olufemii! That was like one big buildup. Like, I wanted it to go somewhere else. It was so good. Oh my gosh. I love how he really manipulated the footage a lot. There was a ton of zoom ins. Like, the footage was so punched in. And I love how he used rack focuses too in post.
Hang on, did he add a flare there? He might have added a flare there. Ooh, Josh. Gave me a bit of a nice little keyframe there.
I like how we all started with this shot though. That's super interesting. Because that shot wasn't like anything else. And so we all knew, hey, we gotta start with this one or end with this one, like something. Like, it doesn't quite match with the rest of the footage.
I gotta say though, some of these other edits, I think they definitely beat me out as far as quality goes. These were freaking sick. As far as how I approached my edit, I thought that I needed to tell some type of really quick story. So some kind of progression. The car started out empty and then the guy was in the car and then the car ended up, you know, going crazy on the track. First thing I thought about was creating my music bed, which first included picking my soundtrack. Then I started laying my clips in order, kind of in that progression. And then I started adding cool sound effects to really add to any visual cues, whether it be transitions, maybe the camera zooming in, or the car passing the frame. Popped the footage in After Effects and I added a little bit of camera shake using the wiggle expression just to kind of ramp up the energy and kind of just create a more engaging look as far as the footage. The footage was very, very stabilized and still originally. So I just wanted to shake stuff up a little bit. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please make sure to check out episode 2 where we have 3 VFX artists edit the same clip. It's amazing. You can check it out in the link below. And remember to keep it chill.